Hey, this is SAKURA A, and I'm with EMELIO Santana. This is Boxing PlayHouse After Dark series. So, I hope you're ready for tonight because we got some amazing guests. Beautiful too, right? What you say? Gorgeous? Yeah, definitely. So, basically, before anything gets started, I gotta put something to rest right now. You ready for it? You ready for this, baby?
What is it?
I do not confer with EMELIO before we get on because I need to see his shock value too. I must tell you guys that I have to be in the house until the coronavirus is no longer a threat to me. Okay?
Yeah,
You down with it?
I'm down with that.
That's a lot more bedtime. Listen, in 9 months, we're going to have a lot more kids running around here. I mean, not in this household, but somewhere, everywhere probably, it's going to be like another baby boom. What you think?
Hey, I feel it coming.
Nice choice of words. Okay, so our first guest tonight is the beautiful and amazing, talented, entrepreneurial Bare Knuckles Hall of Fame brand ambassador, Aleta.
What's up?
Hey, how are y'all?
Good.
Oh, we're doing great. Oh, first of all, let me compliment you on that beautiful blue and gold shirt because I'm liking that.
Yeah, I like
Thank
that.
you.
And also, because you know I love a great design. I mean, I love that chair she's sitting in, baby. It do remind us of our chair that we got.
Yeah, it does.
I was channeling my inner Tyson Fury, my baby throne.
Oh, yeah, she needs your throne. Everybody has to have their
I
throne.
like that.
Wait a minute. I thought you was a Wilder fan.
I am. Beyonce is the man.
Okay. Alabama, right?
That's right.
So, Aleta, we're going to start with you because we know you have this new role that is the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame brand ambassadorship. I want to hear, like, how did this all come about? Like, I mean, this is a great opportunity because you're such a beautiful model and such a great person. So, you love bare knuckles as well. You're in the boxing arena and combat sports. So, tell me how all this happened.
Well, I'm married to a commissioner, John Lewis, the Mississippi Athletic Commissioner. And I'm at all the fights. I'm already marketing and promoting bare knuckle all the time anyway. So it's basically they just give me a title to what I've already been doing, I guess you could say. It's very important. It started in Mississippi, and we are the second state to legalize it. So it's only fitting that a Mississippi girl do the job.
You know that's right, because you got to be down with the Mississippi crowd if you want to have anything to do with the legendary history of bare knuckles fight.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about that, because I know we got the main dude bare knuckling up there in Mississippi way back in like I don't know what year.
In 1800s. It started
1800s. Wow.
Is that John L. Sullivan?
Yes, John L. Sullivan fought in Mississippi.
Right.
I think it was, how many rounds was it? It was a lot of rounds, like 100.
Man,
Oh my God.
I don't know how them guys. Was some 3-minute rounds, leader? You know?
It was but back then it was the rule was just whoever as many rounds until you go down. So that's the way it was.
And them dudes fought outside in the heat.
And back in the 1800s, tickets were like $15 and $25 for tickets. Wow. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was back in the 1800s, and then what was it? Last year? Was it last year that we legalized it in Mississippi?
No, it might have been 2 years now.
Last year?
2018. 2018. Yeah.
We legalized it in Mississippi, and we were the second state. Wyoming was the first, and now we're the second. So it's just come full circle.
You know what? That bare knuckles boxing fighting champions. They are amazing. They put on the best combat sport ever. Okay,
Ever.
You know we've been to some big boxing events, some big bare knuckle events and stuff, and there's like no comparison to the crowds. I mean, they got the crowd that's rowdy and ready to like cheer on their boxers, their fighters.
Yes, that is the most eventful. I mean, it is just, it's constant. So, because you got to be punching all the time, you can't be resting. You got to be punching. So they are busting it out, and it is the best show on the planet right now.
Yeah, it is a great performance that they put on. The fighters, they come and they ready to, give the fans what they came for. And then, that Dave Feldman, man, oh my God, he be doing it, man, because he
Yes.
has the atmosphere right.
Yes, Dave Feldman's got it. He has got it wrapped up. He is the man with the plan with bare knuckle. That's for sure.
Lita, I got a very important question I wanted to ask you. Thursday night, this is After Dark, and we want to know where's your glass at?
It's right here. I got it right here. It's right here.
Oh.
She got her some real stuff like that.
Ooh, okay, After Dark.
I was trying to be all sophisticated and got me some wine because I'm like, I'm partying with Aleta tonight.
Oh, yeah, we partying.
Yes, she got her some cognac.
SAKURA, you crack me up, girl.
Well, we Mississippi,
making
both
babies.
Southern girls, so we know how to have fun.
How many babies you gonna make over the next couple of weeks?
About 100 trillion million zero.
Y'all better get busy.
Well, yeah, we might have to do something because, I mean, what else are you going to do if you're stuck in the house for 2 weeks to 4 weeks?
That's about it.
Okay.
You either got to love each other or kill each other, whichever one.
Yeah, he's a lover, so I ain't got to worry about that. I know Mr. John Lewis over there is probably a lover too, so we ain't got to worry about it.
Yes. He's a big bear.
Oh. So, Aleta, tell me something about Scott that's in charge of the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame fight, because you said you've been able to really get close to him and his family, and learn how passionate they are about this sport.
Yes, Scott, Bert, and Judy are fabulous. The Belfast, New York, if you've not been, it's a must-do for any boxing fan. It is beautiful. The barns they have are gorgeous. He has painstakingly restored all of the barns. He has taken it back to the original. He has the original ring that Kilrain fought in.
Really?
And it's set up in the barn, and it is absolutely fabulous. But they're like family. He is so passionate about bare knuckle. He is the official belt for bare knuckle. So their belts are the prettiest belts, gorgeous belts. Have you seen their belt? You've seen their belt.
Yeah, I seen the belt.
Yeah,
I took a
he
picture
got pictures with those nice belts. They are so nice.
Yeah.
It is breathtaking, their belts and their medals. And, their medals are hand done. Each show medal is done for each show. Great aunt, grandma, they're sewing everything, the ribbons for the medals. It is truly a passionate, a family passion. Now the whole town of Belfast, they call it Knuckle Town, USA. So everybody in that town is passionate and supports what they are doing. And Scott Burt is fantabulous.
Now, where you say this is at now, Aleta? What city is
Belfast, New York.
Okay, well, I'm going to get real serious with you real quick because you girl, it's after dark. Every time we say after dark, you got a drink now.
Pull that drink out.
It's after dark.
When we say after dark, take a sip.
Okay, like, look now, I ain't trying to go nowhere, and I'm not welcome now. So everybody is welcome, right? Everybody is welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
Because I want to see that ring. I want to get inside and take some pictures and all of that.
It is gorgeous. The medicine balls, they had to locked Sullivan up to keep him from drinking when he was training before he fought in Mississippi in the 1800s. So they have this little baby cell in there where they locked him up. He trained and then he was locked up to keep him off the alcohol so he could train to get ready for the fight in Mississippi.
Whoa, I had no idea. I mean, you know that Irish drinking is,
it's pretty serious.
Yeah, I know that's serious. I mean, them and them UKers, they know how to really. They can drink a man. I've seen female. My bestie, she can drink a man under the table.
Man,
serious, baby.
I remember the first night. Awesome. The first night we met, Lita. Wow, that was so much fun. Lita, you remember the first night we met?
I do.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait a minute.
That was so much fun.
She'd be ready to go on 200, and I can't.
Man,
I can party some people down now.
Yeah,
no joke.
So with the Irish situation, like I heard they're just gonna cancel the St. Patty's Day parade too in New York, so that's gonna suck.
Yeah, Jackson, they canceled everything. We have a show this weekend in Starkville, so just kind of playing it by ear to see if because they've canceled the universities. They're closed. Their kids can't come back yet from spring break, so I don't know if the one in Starkville will happen this weekend. But Dave is going through with Kansas. That is a fact. I can say that for a fact.
Dang, I hope the show make it to Tampa. So many people want Tampa or Miami.
Yeah, or Miami.
Florida wants it.
Yeah, we want them back. We want to run it back to the Florida Sunshine State. They
back in Mississippi first.
He got to do what?
We need them back in Mississippi first. And then they go to Florida.
You know what? I wouldn't mind going to Biloxi too. I had fun there.
Biloxi's an awesome place to go.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Right. If anybody out there want to purchase some shirts that you got on, that nice shirt, how can they get it?
All right, just go to eBay, type in Bare Knuckle Boxing, and they will pop up immediately. And you can use code BLOGJETA to get 15% off. And it's on my Facebook page. The code is posted on your page. So
okay.
The shirt, the black and white shirt's on there. That's like this shirt, the face of that shirt is Bare Knuckle. The black and white one.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is a newer color. And I kind of like it. What y'all think? Y'all like the blue one?
I like the blue one better. We like gold. That's our color there. It's gold. So
I like the blue and gold too.
Yeah. It's like a royal blue almost.
Yes.
So now we got this Bare Knuckle Fighting Champs 11 coming up in Kansas. And I want to know, what fight are you looking forward to the most?
I can't have favorites because of my position. But, I'm all about my local boys. Harris is there, fighting. I love my local boys.
Yeah, I like that Jason Knight.
I like my Mississippi babies.
Okay.
And of course, I love Helen.
I was so happy for Jason when he won his fight. I mean, yes. I know that was well earned because
that was earned.
Yeah, he really earned that. And
worked
like how he had a game plan and he stuck to it that night in the ring. So that's what made it awesome.
Yes, so proud of him that night. He was a totally different fighter that second fight than he was the first fight. But I guess that's what happened. Well, I know that's what happens when you find Jesus. You get it together, and it shows. He had it together.
Listen, he did his thing. I was so proud of him.
He did. He was great. He trained. I was with him when he was training. Travis Thompson came down and trained with him. We were with him during training some, and he was just a whole new person, a whole new fighter, a whole different mindset. And he brought it to the ring and he took it home. Sure did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Lita, before you met your husband, were you into the fight game or he introduced you to it?
Well, my late husband, Billy Jack McDaniel, had me in the fight world. He volunteered for John on the commission before back years and years ago. Right. So that's how I got introduced to the fight world, and Jack always had me in the fight world. So when John and I got married, it just continued over. Now I'm just all in the middle of the fight world. So I'm all about it.
That's what's up. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and I loved your book that you came out with. That was so beautiful.
Thank you. That's the story of my late husband. You know, he was the worst living burn survivor. And dead man breathing is, you know, everybody called him the dead man. He wasn't supposed to live. So that's our story. Wow. And he died in 2016. Mm-hmm. So, and then John came along and voila, here we are. Living the fight dream.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, I had talked to John because I had to interview him for the whole controversy with the list that was out. And the list, I was calling Greg's list, is what it's known as. And I was shocked. I really was shocked at, you know, just the blatant type of what do you call it? Judgment that was being placed on boxers, you know, without any type of leeway or any way that you can like request to be reviewed or to have it deleted off your box rec. Like that, I mean, John was on the forefront with that and letting people know, hey, this is not right. So
it's not. And you know, you ask for a reason why a fighter should not be allowed to fight. Usually all he can come up with is their skills. They have bad skills. Well, fighters are improving all the time. You know, they're growing all the time. They may not have been training that long. You just never know. You can't go by one fight. One person should not be allowed to determine a fighter's career, period, end of conversation.
Mm-hmm. You are so right. That was startling, you know. And still to this day, when I try to do an update on that story, I mean, I don't have anything to update because nothing changed. Mm-mm. So I guess I'm gonna go round 2, baby. Coming soon. It's gonna be Greg's list continuation number 2.
I want to hear it. I can't wait for it.
Well, it might be more like a rant this time because it's frustrating when you're trying to get the word out about something that's just totally unjust. And you're not getting the feedback that you need. And I thought that boxers were going to really chime in on that. But I guess they're too scared.
They're too scared. Mm-hmm. They're too scared that he's going to put them on, you know, suspension in his state if they have to go to, Pennsylvania and or whatever. And his other buddies, they're scared of that. And they shouldn't be. They should be able to go out there, train, work their butts off and get in the ring and fight and not worry about somebody with little man syndrome ruining their fight career.
Right.
Yeah, because he's messing with their money, and that.
I don't think I was supposed to say that, but anyway, it's the truth.
Well, it's after dark, so tell the truth, shame the devil. Now, what we were going to get into next. Oh, you had a question about that?
No, I was just going to tell Lita that, this fight this weekend, the one that got me hyped the most is the girls' fight. Lita, with Helen and Christina. Man, that one got me hyped.
That's probably good. That should be the fight of the night.
Right. I believe
they're going to put on a show. Yeah, and they got them 2 titles now to fight over, so it's going to be awesome.
If it goes down the way I think it will, it should be the fight of the night. They're both great fighters. They're both great. But Helen is a different beast. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. She's a beast. And she's a different breed. She got it together.
She has that determination in that internal fight in her.
Yes. Do you watch her videos of her training? I watch them every day. I'm like, what in the world? I would have
She was telling us how she was eating.
Yeah.
I'll be in a wheelchair.
Intense, yeah. Then she says she don't drink nothing until almost fight week because she's around everybody else. But yeah, she's intense. Yeah.
She is serious. She is not playing.
Well, we got some comments. We need to chime our audience in on this situation here, baby. Okay, so we got Melissa. She says, "Hi, you guys rock like always." Thanks, Melissa.
Appreciate you.
And then Sam, he says XMX. What is that? Excellent. I don't know what these.
What that means, Sam?
Sam, you have to and you better be PG about it. Whatever you saying, I think he's saying something naughty about you, Aleta.
I'm used to it. It's all right.
Okay.
What Muhammad Ali say?
He says, "Hello, I am saying." He's a manufacturer of boxing goods. Get your butt off my damn podcast, advertising for free. Buddy, you better pay us some money.
Yeah, go buy a shirt or two. Hey.
Yeah, you got to do something for us now. Come on now. You up here trying to chime in.
Yeah.
This don't make no sense. Okay. No. And I did see, I saw Will Hunter on here a minute ago. I don't know where he was at. Will Hunter from Right Hook.
Will Hunter, that's my man. That's my
Will Hunter.
So, Lita, when y'all making a trip to Kansas, you haven't made it there yet, huh?
What do I know?
You haven't made it up to Kansas yet, huh? You home, huh?
Yeah, we're home. We got a fight here in this weekend in Mississippi.
When I hear Kansas, I think about Dorothy and Toto.
I'm telling you, same.
And yellow brick roads.
I know, and Kansas. I think it's great. I'm proud for Sean Willock. And so proud Sean could bring that to Kansas. They've only had one UFC fight ever in Kansas. So maybe Bare Knuckle can help them out.
Well, they got the Super Bowl champions.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I also got some other comments. I got Tracy Hamilton. Good afternoon, friends. And we got Will Hunter back again. He says, "Let's all go on vacation." Oh,
yes.
Let's go.
Yes, Will.
I don't know when you talking about, Will, but you better not be talking about right now. That's all I got to say, buddy. But we are down if you talking about the gang getting together, and we got to pick a destination where it's drinks included.
Well, Biloxi is the perfect destination.
Oh, Biloxi? She said Biloxi's the perfect.
Oh, okay.
Well, everybody would get to go somewhere except for Will, really. But he got the hotel hookup down there, so we'll be great.
And
okay,
he gets to see me, so he'll be happy.
Say it again.
I said, Will get to see me, so he'll be happy. He don't care.
Exactly. And then we got Ricky Robinson. I don't know what he's saying about Ricky Robinson. And then we got Mississippi from Steve McDonald.
Hey, Steve.
We got Karen Stephenson. She clapping her hands. We got Kim Hodges. You go, girl. I love you, Aleta.
Love you, too.
And we got, I think it's Allie. She's like, love you.
Love you, sweet baby.
Then we got, she says, I approve this message. Allie says, I approve this message. Okay. Karen Stevenson, she said, # misfits.
Hey, Karen. Good luck. Tell her we love him.
Bonnie Akers, she says, hello.
Hey, Bonnie.
Oh, you got some fans, Aleta. You got your
I do.
What is that? Okay, don't play with Aleta. Don't play with her, okay? You don't know who you're dealing with. That's why we got Aleta on tonight.
My peoples are serious.
Yes. Oh, now that's why we want to talk about some of the other things that you have coming up for some of your other projects as an entrepreneur. Because you need to let these people know that you is a boss.
Yes, I'm in everything. I have a house going up tomorrow, a big house. in Richland, Mississippi. It'll list tonight, so everybody look for that on MLS tomorrow, and you'll see it on Facebook. But I flip houses, I design houses, I invest in real estate. Real estate is my passion after boxing. Real estate is my passion, and I love it. I can't get enough of it.
That is amazing, for real. And Bonnie says hello from Pearl, Mississippi.
That's right.
Pearl, Mississippi. What's up, Bonnie? Welcome to PlayHouse.
Miss Bonnie has been with me since birth. She's known me since I was born.
Wow. Whoa. Go ahead, Miss Bonnie. Okay. Miss Bonnie know how to get on this Facebook Live, baby. She got it going on.
Yeah.
I can't get my daddy to learn how to. He old school. Okay, so we had some other questions I thought I had for you, but is there anything else you wanted to add on about the Bare Knuckles Hall of Fame in the meantime?
Bare Knuckle, if you have not been to a bare knuckle boxing fight or an event, you need to go. It is so fun. It is so active. There is never a dull moment ever. It's just a lot of cuts. There's no brain damage going down, none of that stuff. You're not getting your brain rattled. So it's great. That's Dr. Jack, Dr. Jack in Mississippi, we use Dr. Jack for our cuts. So he's got his little mini surgery room back in the back. So all the cuts are done on site. He stitches them all up, and he's a plastic surgeon. So they're getting like the
world class care.
Yes.
And plastic surgery.
Yes.
I'm telling you, girl, sign me up. Where Dr. Jack? Dr. Jack.
Dr. Jack, he just give us a little mini facelift back there.
Yeah, he gonna have a little stalker on his hand next time I'm in town. I'm gonna be like, listen, here, I need SAKURA. Hey, do you know what? I want to have some work.
I'm telling you, he's supreme. Dr. Jack is the man.
Okay, so I did have this thing. I was gonna ask you your favorite boxer, not fighter, because I know but we're talking about prize fighters. They already, at the top level. So that's
all right.
Well,
you know, Deontay is our boy. He's our local boy, and his trainer JD. He works with the commission too. He works with us. So that's the A1 team right there, and they figured out. They had a little learning curve last fight, but they know what to do now, and I think they'll be fine from here on out. And then I love Ugas. Ugas is. I love Ugas.
Okay, welterweight. Yeah, Cubano. Emilio was part Cuban too.
Yeah.
Those Cubans you don't mess with a Cuban in that ring. Sorry, you just don't.
That's about true. You think he beat Sean Porter when they had their fight?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. I really think so too. But now, to get on, I wanted to know where do you see yourself at in 10 years from now? What are your goals?
I hope I'm considered one of the best judges to ever live in boxing or bare knuckle or both.
Oh, wow. Yay. I love that. That's right, because we ladies, we got to stick together. We got to infiltrate all this boxing, okay? We don't want it to be all male-dominated sport anymore without us ladies, because we the ones who's really holding it down. Ain't that right, baby?
There goes all the dogs.
The dogs have approved this message.
They're with the farm. Sorry.
Yeah, the dogs approved it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take my WBC judging test this year, and so then I'll start, judging for WBC.
Oh,
and
nice.
There's plenty of spots for women in the fight world. If you don't want to fight, but there's plenty on the backside. It takes a lot for those fighters to get in the ring, from making the match, from making contract. There is so much on the backside that has to take place for that fight to happen, and that's where the women can come in.
Oh my God, it is. You are
women
so
have
right.
great organizational skills. They are so much needed in there. So, you know, women, I don't know. I think they get kind of scared off and think it's just a male dominated sport. In the ring, yes, but there is so many opportunities outside the ring for women too.
Yeah, I wish more women would try to, break the barriers. Like I said, it can get challenging at times. I'm not even gonna lie, from even my standpoint, But at the same time, it's so worth the risk. It's worth every risk, every fight, every rant you might have on video from time to time.
Yes.
It's worth it because you're making a difference for another generation of ladies.
Yes. So what are you thinking about? Or I guess that they're doing the open judging for bare knuckle this weekend.
Yes, we were going to get to that. And I have somebody to join us for this part of our conversation.
Yeah.
And we got John Lewis, too.
Lewis from Costa Rica.
John Lewis, they want you too, baby.
That's your honey.
Yes.
Simon in. Look at her. She got a smile on her face. All right, we got Florida boxing ref Christopher. He's also, you know what he is? He is a boxing aficionado. He know them tapes. He know that boxing, baby.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We're here with Aleta tonight, and she just brought up an interesting topic. Go ahead, Aleta.
Well, they're going to try open judging at BKFC 11 this weekend in Kansas. So John and I had a little discussion about it today, and before today we discussed it, but it's getting serious now because it's happening. Okay. So how do you feel about it, SAKURA, before I say what I feel about it?
Why everybody want to put me on the spot first? I don't like how this is going down, baby. Okay.
Because I know you have an opinion.
Yeah, you're right about that now. I got my opinions. I guess for me, it depends on which combat sport it is. Because when you're talking about 12 rounds, championship rounds, you're talking about for boxing, or 10 rounds with boxing, I kind of feel like I don't want my ending to be spoiled where I know what necessarily is going down on that scorecard. But if we're talking bare knuckles, baby, now that's a whole different situation because it's already action field. But imagine when they know, somebody knows they're down. I mean, they're going to come out and they're going to be really like, oh, hell no, this ain't about to happen. Like, we're going to see some major action in with them. So I'm totally down for the bare knuckles to have it. But I like my decisions kind of held tight when it comes to, the traditional boxing.
Well, I'll tell you how I feel, and then I'll swap out with John. He can tell you what his take is. But
okay,
as a judge, I think the cons outweigh the pros on this subject. Okay. Number one is if a fighter knows his stance, could he just say I'm out? Is it fights are gonna be cut short? They're gonna just bow out at that point. Number two, I think that a judge, it could be persuaded if a crowd knows where a judge stands and a judge is getting beat up by the crowd during the next round, how is that gonna work in scoring? Is it gonna, I don't know. And then protection. We have fights in Mississippi in the crowd. We have cornermen coming up in the ring, going to take you down if their person wins or fighter loses or whatever. And I think it's a safety issue for the judge at that point too.
SAKURA, you still there?
Before Chris say anything?
Chris, where your cup at, brother?
Man, here's my cranberry juice.
Oh, okay.
if we say after dark, then you gotta drink some of that drink.
You gotta put something in that cranberry juice, Chris.
Man, dude, I'm still at work. I just got off.
Okay. Well, I'm out. We'll let you cite. Shoot, you really need a drink then.
Yeah, 12 hours, 12 plus hours, actually.
Yeah, like you really need that cocktail.
Well, like I said, also being a professional referee, also do judge as well. And with my colleague here, it does take the suspense from it. But the thing is, I understand why they're doing it. They want transparency. Okay. And if the crowd is giving the judge a difficult time, it can persuade him. He is human. I thought about this for a few years now. Like, what could we do better as far as accountability? Now, I thought about back in the amateur days that instead of having 3 judges, why don't you have 5 judges? Okay. And the way they do the scoring is the judges don't know if they're live or not. Only the commission knows. But at the same time, if you're having competent judges, you're having competent scores. And I thought about trying to think outside the box as far as, you have going to the referee spot. You see it sometime on TV where Jack Reese or Lawrence Cole will have their goggles on. They have a camera where you can see the action because the judge can only see from that side of the ring. So Judge 1 can see it from his perspective, or Judge 2 can see it from her perspective, and you're gonna have different scores, all depending on where the action is. And if I do have a fighter who's way ahead on the scorecards, he can stink it out. He may jab, run, hold more, and that's not what the fans came to see. Now, this with bare knuckle, they're not trying to go to the final round. They're trying to knock your head off. They fight for knockouts. So that's the difference. I wish it could be mandated for judges and referees to go to these clinics because it's not mandated. They have to come out their own pocket for travel, for hotel to do these seminars, which are great seminars. But I've been to a few myself, but some judges may not have the financial be able to go out because when we did the NABF in Hawaii, trust me, that cost quite a bit for a hotel, but it was an experience of a lifetime. I mean, I got a chance to learn so much, but Dwayne Ford was teaching the class, and we had our little groups and went through all the fights of the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years that was deemed quote unquote controversial. And one of the fights they brought up was the Wilder and Fury fight, the first fight. And what they did, they switched all the rounds, took the commentary off, and all you get is listen to the punches being landed, and you just look at the fight. And they had you score each particular round, and before they decide to let you people know how the judges score, you had to get up to the microphone in front of all your peers and explain why you scored that fight and why. So only a couple of people from Florida came up with Mike Ross, Hall of Fame judge, world-class judge, and Michelle Serrano, another excellent judge. And you have all this experience, and you have to defend why you scored that fight. If they did that and gave judges report cards, if the executive director or the associate executive director decide to give people, okay, he did good on this particular fight, then maybe I know for a fact we'll have more better scoring or more transparency. Another thing I was thinking about, if they have a judge in the press box, he doesn't hear anything. He has those high decibel earmuffs on, and he's looking at the fight, and he can be able to judge the fight as well, and he can be able to break the tie instead of having draws in boxing. I mean, I'm all for transparency, but personally, as far as boxing, I really don't want to see that because I don't want my boxer let's put off the gas, and I can see the plus side too, that if I'm down, I need to go ahead and be more aggressive. The trainers know how to look at a fight. They might be biased because they're looking at their particular fighter, but your fighter, you should know if your fighter's down, because the majority of these boxing matches are not difficult to judge.
But wait a minute, Chris. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute, Chris, though. I mean, you don't see that there's a big difference between bare knuckle fighting, doing open scoring with 5 rounds versus a 10-rounder and a 12-rounder with boxing?
I see a difference. I'd rather not see it in boxing. Okay. If bare knuckle wants to do that, that's that's fine. But for me, I'd rather not see open scoring. I'm more 70-30, keep it the way it is. But I do understand. But you have to hold people accountable.
But what? Say that again.
Can I add something? 5 judges would eliminate the whole rigmarole.
Yes. No, but thing is, if the 3 judges that are actually scoring, they don't know they're live, and the scores get submitted. And if it's a draw, then you might be able to add the other 2. But once again, this is not an answer to the problem. I'm just throwing suggestions.
Right. Well, you know what? Because we got the legendary Ref Bill.
Clancy.
Clancy.
Oh man, and Bill Clancy, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Lita.
Hey,
baby, I love you.
Hey.
You know what, Bill, me and you gonna have a talk, because you acting like you only see a leader. And I know damn well I'm up here too. Look, we're gonna have some talk.
Bill?
Well, Bill, let us know how you feel about this subject. We're talking about open
Bill's my bestie now.
Say what, Aleta?
Bill's my bestie. That's why he had to show me some love.
Well,
good dude.
I know. You have so many friends and followers and admirers. I'm just trying to catch up, baby. I'm just trying to get my due.
Bill, are you sick? You sound sick. Are you sick?
Me?
Bill.
Oh, Bill.
Bill sounds sick.
Oh. Okay, who is this next person, baby?
Where?
And Bill, make sure you type us. Okay, he says, I think it's great. He thinks open scoring is great. Oh, man, please elaborate. All right. Yeah, let us know why you think it's great, Bill. And we want T from T&K Boxing. Oh,
Esculera.
Tito Esculera. Listen, Esculera, how you doing tonight?
We're doing pretty good tonight.
Well, we're here with Aleta, and we're here with Chris, and Aleta actually has asked this wonderful question about open scoring for boxing. What you think?
I think for the amateurs, Olympic level, it'll be nice, but not for pros.
Okay. For amateurs, but not for pros? That's a good idea to start. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, that was
I agree. It's got to try it somehow or some way to see. And you got to start somewhere. But Bare Knuckle's doing it this weekend. I guess we'll find out.
Well, see what Bare Knuckles is going to do with this. I think it's excellent for Bare Knuckles because it's just going to produce even more action, which is what they're known for. But like, you know, for other boxers, I'm just not sure yet. But I think that amateur situation may be a good way to test it out and see how it works for them. Right, Aleta?
Yes, correct. I think that would be a great idea. Testing it for amateurs would be better than pro for sure.
All right, so we got Bill Clancy back again, baby. What does Bill say about this situation?
Bill say boxing is the only sport that fans and competition don't know who is winning.
That's true.
But that's part of the problem, anticipation and the show too at the same time.
Right.
Well, yeah, like that's what I was saying with boxing. I want to be surprised, like, because you just never know. And I don't want to influence a winner. Like Chris was saying, you don't want to influence a winner to somebody that's winning to slack off. But then you also don't want to, you know, have somebody bring it on too hard and actually have safety concerns then too. Like, because they trying to do too much. So it's like a balance that would have to occur. I'm thinking, well, you know what? What if we could do like not every round, you know, what you don't reveal every round. What if you only revealed either odd numbers or even numbers? Like you don't tell all the rounds.
Well, the WBC have done it before. I swear they've done it with the Vitaly Klitschko and Sam Peter fight, and it was so lopsided that Sam Peter quit on the stool. Right. So it's not like they haven't done it before. Just WBC was one of the first that stepped out and actually did it in the past.
Okay. Well, Bill Clinton is saying
WBC is more about going to the 5 judges. That's what their goal is, I think. That is the conversation. John implemented 5 judges in Mississippi. He's the first one to do that. And
Great.
we think at least if it's a title fight, if you're fighting for the belt, you need 5 judges.
But don't you got to pay for them extra judges now?
Do what now? I can't hear you.
The coins. Don't you have to pay for them extra 2 judges? Like, is it going to be a boxing commissioner type extra fee or what?
Yes, but that's going to prevent your draw.
Yeah, that will. You damn right about that, because it's 5 judges. So that will take care of that for sure.
Won't prevent your draw. And like you say, as a judge, you can only see from the angle on my side that I'm sitting. I can't see what the other 2 judges see is totally different than what I see. So, and it's not that it's bad judging. It's just, it's what I see or what the other judge sees might be totally different. And especially in bare knuckle, it's kind of hard to see in bare knuckle. So I think 5 judges in bare knuckle is great, but 5 judges will prevent, I think it makes it more fair all the way around.
And not to say it makes a difference as far as the seating, the judging, but sometimes you may have the cameraman or the media in the way, or the referee might be in the way, so you might be can't see that one shot that may have turned around, fight around. So is once again, I'm all about progress, and I'm all about transparency and accountability. Just we gotta do this a little bit more, because the fighters are fighting their tail off. They sacrifice, they train their butts off, they invest a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort away from their family. The best we can do is find a better way to give them our absolute best.
Hey, Bill agree with you. He said 5 judges is a great idea for bare knuckles and professional boxing.
Oh, that was a leader that said 5 judges.
Oh, that was a leader said that? Oh, I thought Chris said it.
There's a way to do it with 3 judges where you can separate the scoring and not have a draw. And the way we do it in the amateurs is when you have 3 officials, you actually circle who you think won the fight in the end of your scorecard. And then that prevents a tie in the amateurs. You can almost put that in the pros and they'll work just the same.
What are you saying? So you give a numerical number as well as
No. So what you do is you judge the rounds, 10-9, 10-8, whatever it is. But in the last round, you circle who you think won the all-around fight. So we consider that a tiebreaker in the amateurs. So if you have 2 fight, there's only 3 judges, so it's gonna break the tie if it does go to a tie based off of points.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it's like more solid as to what you're saying, who you felt was more dominant and who you felt you would rather be in a fight. Because that's always been how I try to, like, when I'm watching a fight, I'm trying to score the rounds, but sometimes you lose track. But then you still can ask yourself, well, who would I rather have been in that fight? I mean, I rather would have been, Fury the other night instead of Wilder. But in the first fight, I would have rather been Wilder. So I feel like that's a great way if you can just circle that. But then I like the 5 judges too, baby, because I like that because of safety concerns. Because there's a lot of times, well, actually, instead of the judges, I would say it's a situation where sometimes you don't see when somebody's hitting in the back of the head or doing illegal stuff, which is more of a ref situation than it is, for judges.
That's what Bill just said, that he feel like they should have judges that should have monitors when they're watching the fight. Correct. Right.
Agreed. Bill and I have had this conversation with John, especially bare knuckle. We agree that judges need monitors for bare knuckle just because the TV crews, the corral is so packed, you do not have a great view. So we are full agreement on monitors for sure.
Well, what did y'all think about instant replay? Because to me, that is a no-brainer. And we still got states out there that's not using instant replay when there's a dispute on something.
I'm all in for instant replay because if I can change, if the guy has been cut and it was an accident on the head, but the referee scored a punch and it called the fighter to stop the bout, you should not lose by TKO. It should go to the scorecards after 4 rounds. So I'm in favor of instant replay. That was a knockdown. It was not a knockdown. You see, just like they got instant replay in NFL.
Yeah,
agreed. Yep. That's a great point.
You think, Tito?
I think he's dead on. I don't see why not. And actually, the supervisor can be doing the replay, or fourth, referee or judge. There's room for it.
Tito, in your last fight, all or nothing 2, baby.
Great show.
Thank you.
But we actually ended up Boxing Playhouse. We came in and helped the commissioner, Tim Shipman. We helped him out, and we were able to find the footage from the end of one of your fights because the opponent's corner was saying that he had got hit when he had already taken a knee. So he used our video to be able to do instant replay so he could see if that really happened or not. I mean, it's like the way to go. If it's available, we had cameras. You had cameras set up on both corners of the ring, above us. You had the right lighting. We had our own view from where we were sitting to where the crowd could see the same angle we were seeing. And he was able to go back right then and there and bam, find out the answer and show the person that was, basically complaining that no, it didn't happen. So to me,
it's good to have is a good deterrent because sometimes the coaches, they get really upset and the first person they attack is the referees and judge verbally. They go after them and it's not fair for them because a lot of people don't understand they're doing that job out of a passion. It's not because of money, because they don't get paid that much to begin with. But it takes a sacrifice to leave their families, their friends, their loved ones to go to a boxing show to do this. And sometimes the coaches, it starts from the coaches because their demeanor goes to their fighters. And then the fighters act the way they see, and that's what I think this new generation of boxing is missing. They're missing good, sound coaches. Those old school guys, they're either retiring or they're passing away. And the new generation, they look at a video online and they think they can become a judge or a referee, or they think they can become a coach based off what they see on YouTube. And that's not reality. That's not real life.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, Aleta, has that type of situation happened to you or John before, where somebody like as soon as they fight was over, their trainer or their coach was just like in your face?
John has had instances where he's gotten telephone calls immediately after from the trainer. They'll be back in the back calling him on the phone, reaming him out because they think something is a bad call. And that's the way, if you go to open judging, that's what I'm saying about open judging, is you're putting your judges at risk safety wise too.
Yeah, that's true. And what about you, Chris? Has it happened to you? Don't lie.
Did somebody come up to me?
Dark. This is after dark. Tell the truth. Tell it.
Oh, she is so funny.
Well, I'm like this. There was a situation at an event in Central Florida where they thought it was me who gave the bad score, and it was not me. And
this is juicy, baby.
I'm not gonna go as far as with that, but I had to straighten the individual out in my way.
So you told him on the facts, huh? You went through the rule book on him. That's what you're saying?
He just needed to be redirected.
You like that word. I like that. Redirect.
That's a good one.
I know I'm gonna have to redirect a lot of people
I'm gonna tell you something. I think a lot of people don't give props to these referees and these judges. You know, in my last event, I had one upset. We had 2 draws, and out of 10 fights, and I think it was scored up and down fairly. You know, and sometimes these fighters that come on, you know, they call it the B side now. They feel like they're only going to get not a fair shake when it goes to these boxing events.
Back up a little from your phone, Tito. Back up a little bit. So, because we
back up.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
We couldn't hear you good.
So when you have judges that are willing to score it fairly for both sides, it just makes more of a better show, and the fans leave out the building feeling that it was a fair fight instead of one side constantly winning the whole night. You know, and it takes a risk for those referees and those judges to score it that way.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand. They're doing it for the best of the fighting and the show and the performer. They're not doing it based off the crowd response. So I think sometimes people forget that.
Chris Bill said, "Looking great there, my brother. Tell it, my brother."
Okay.
That's what Bill said to you, Chris.
What about this one? Very smart.
Oh, Bill said very smart on their part. I have actually used instant replay in a fight I refereed in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Thank God I made the correct call.
Whoa!
And instant replay confirmed my call.
Hell yeah, man. Bill, you got lucky, honey, because them people down there in Mexico, boy, they'll kill you.
Yeah. Don't make a wrong call down there, Bill.
Bill, you better be glad that was on video, because you was spending, whoa, you was taking chances down there. Baby, that's dangerous.
Don't play around in Mexico. Okay.
Chris, you'll go to a fight and ref in Mexico?
I go wherever they send me. It better be safe.
Yes. What? Oh,
I mean, if the Army can send me overseas, I go just about anywhere.
Wow.
We've been to Mexico. We've been to Mexico and Turks and Caicos and everywhere for judging, reffing, and to commission.
Oh, is that why John is away right now? He's in. What did he say?
No, I said we've been to Mexico. We went to Mexico for bare knuckle. And then we went to. No, it was not. He's over here telling me where we went. Oh, he said he's being mean.
He was being mean. Oh, that's our vacation spot.
I know where I've been. We've been to Mexico, Turks and Caicos, and everywhere to regulate and to judge. And Bill's been with us reffing. We go anywhere they'll send us. We go.
Wow, that's amazing. I like that. I like the fact that boxing will open up doors and allow you to travel on somebody else's dime, and you get to have fun as well as still support boxing and boxers and fighters. That's just an amazing experience. Baby, you want a job?
No, I never thought. I don't think I really want to be.
You don't want to do that. Where you want to be? You want to be a ref?
SAKURA, you might need a judge.
You think I might need a judge?
Yeah.
Why not?
Try it.
Yeah, man, because when I see it a certain way, people get in their feelings and they can't accept what I'm saying to them, and then it's like, then the sister comes out. Okay, the sister gonna come out and she gonna be like, "Oh no, you didn't," because let me tell you something, because you don't know boxing.
I just think about the bad call Richard Steele made, Chris, and that shit never let it it haunted him for years, man.
Which fight is this?
Talk about the Chavez and Roger Taylor fight.
I'm like, man, they never let him get over that shit.
No, and you know what? He's a Hall of Fame referee, and some people give him a hard time for it, and a whole bunch of things transpire at that particular time for him to stop the fight. I can't comment either way because I'm not there. But the thing is, after Chavez dropped Taylor, he was out, I think, about a count of 3, count of 4,
Yeah.
And he asked him, was he okay? Was he okay? And my man, Taylor did not respond. He looked to the right and looked at Luduva, and he just waved it off. Even though that red light was there, he says that he didn't know what time it was. I have the fight at home, and I'm trying to listen for that.
Yeah.
And I don't hear that. I don't know if they were doing that back then, but every time if I'm in the ring and I hear that, I automatically let the timekeeper know and the judges know and the fighters know 10 seconds, gentlemen. That way he knows I heard. So that way when it's 10 seconds, I'm finding my way getting into position to get between the fighters. Just a kid decided to try to do a little flurry at the end. I don't want nobody getting hit after the bell.
Around, basically.
Yes. So once again, I'm not there. I think Richard Steele is an excellent referee. I mean, he gave me good advice when I was in Vegas, and he does not feel sorry for the call. He said he'll still make that call. So, I'm with you. And then he had that one fight that it gave him a hard time on the Razor Ruddock and Tyson one. I said, "Oh Lord."
They didn't like his. Everybody likes.
It is what it is.
They love his boxing referee. They like. I like how he's the boss in there. You know, Chris, you do the same thing. Like you gotta let these people know as soon as you get in that ring. Like, hey, this right here is not gonna happen. Or I'm the boss. You're gonna listen to what I say. Don't start no shenanigans. You know what I'm saying?
It takes a while. You have to have thick skin. And you don't take control of the fight while you're in the ring. You take control of the fight in the locker room and letting the fighters know and the boxers know what to expect. This is what I expect from you.
Okay.
And it should go out of hand. I even tell the trainers. Cause I understand they're passionate and they'll say, "Hey, ref, he's holding." I tell them, if you think I missed something, let me know, but be respectful about it.
Mm-hmm. I got
because if you get out of hand, you can find yourself back in the locker room.
Look, John! It's John Lewis, Mississippi Boxing Commissioner.
Commissioner right there.
Yes. What's up, John?
How are y'all?
All right, John.
Oh, I'm doing all right. So, what do you think about this situation?
Which one?
I know.
Hang on.
Which one? Okay, we can talk about a lot because, first we was talking about travel, and then we was talking about refs that made bad calls. Like, either one of those issues.
How about referees that make good calls?
They don't get talked about. That's when they did their job right.
No ref's perfect. We got to say that. But, it's our job as commissions to weed through the bad ones and keep the good ones and put the best on TV. Do it, it's a weed out process.
Wait a minute. So you saying you done fired some refs? Oh, look at there.
Man, I've done that. I'll tell you that. I've had one flat out tell me that he was going to judge a TV bout, and if he wanted me out of the ring, I'd have to pull him out of the ring.
Wow.
I had to go get security and escort him out of the building.
Escort that buddy right on out of there, huh?
Yeah.
Never to be heard from again?
And later killed by his wife. So never heard from him again.
Wow.
No, you lied.
Yeah. No, I'm not lying.
This is Mississippi, y'all. Don't play with
that was Tennessee killing.
Well, I hope he didn't say the same thing to his wife. Well, that's another story.
That just goes to show.
I've got mixed feelings on like open scoring. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
It could put some pressure on a judge that got booed, for example, for being off in a round. One of the other ones. I do like the anticipation of boxing where you don't know the result till it's over. There is some excitement in boxing waiting on the outcome. It always is. That's pretty the hype of the game. But, you have somebody knowing they on the cards they can't pull it off in a 12-rounder. You start seeing some sit down, throw the towel in at that point. So, it's something to look at and see, maybe try it. Everything should be tried at some point, but you don't know till you try. But that's not one of the aspects in the game that really seem to be any problem. But
so you think that Bare Knuckles is gonna, when they come back to Mississippi, are you gonna support the whole open scoring, or?
well, I think that was more of a commission call than
Okay.
than anything. But
Oh,
nothing wrong
okay.
with it. Nothing wrong with it. Somebody should give it a shot somewhere and see how it works. It might be a bad deal, it might be a great deal. Somebody should try it.
Okay, so Kansas wanted that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that works out. Now,
I mean, you got to remember something. The state of Mississippi was the first sanctioned UFC fight, and it went through a lot of pressures and a lot of trials.
Yeah.
Before so.
Okay, got you. So it's a little politics.
You got to try. Everything's got to be tried. Bare knuckle had to be tried. Once it got tried, it's on a roll.
That's right. I mean, they is on a big roll.
But my biggest thing with bare knuckle is 50% of the fighters are going to get cut and get cut bad.
Mm-hmm.
They need a doctor that can precisionally tune up that scar. You don't want you don't want 6 stitches when you get a professional doctor put in 25 on the same stitch. You want it sealed up nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. Well, y'all definitely had a world-class boxer that Aleta was talking about right there in Mississippi. That's also the plastic surgeon, so I'm down with that.
We'll see what he can do for you ladies. Plastic
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Emilio would be so happy.
Y'all always want something done.
So now we got Bill Clancy. He's still on with us. He says, referees don't give a damn how much time is left. Fighters' lives are on the line. Now, who done mess with Clancy? What's going on?
He's arguing with somebody.
No, I think he's talking about what we spoke about earlier about Richard Steele and Chavez and Taylor fight.
Oh, when to stop the fight?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Clancy, because, I have to really tell you that I was very upset with my man Jack Reese, which I actually kind of like him, but I wasn't down with him doing all that count and everything with that first Wilder fight. And then he messed around there and got my Florida Tampa Bay man messed up. The gentleman, Perella, had him messed up with a minute. I'm like, damn, Reese, what you doing? 1 second, I'm sorry, 1 second. He might not care about the damn timing, but guess what? Everybody else do. The damn fans, the boxer's corner, the boxer himself, the trainer. Everybody. That's a lot of sacrifice for you to count somebody out in 1 minute, 1 second, guys. Now, I understand if you about to die, you know what I'm saying? But dude was upright. He was standing. He was like, he was standing upright. It wasn't like you was looking over him and you saw his soul left his body or anything. I think he could have took another second or two.
See what Bill say, baby?
No, what did he say?
Bill say you ain't the one getting punched, baby.
That's right. But the boxer is, and I'm sure he didn't really appreciate something getting stopped with a second left. Especially
well, that's the rules. Timing is timing, It's, if he got stopped, he got stopped. But
yeah, because I had a fight about 2 weeks ago on Telemundo, and you had the A side and the B side, and the B side trainer told me for me to be neutral. I'm like, I'm always. Anyways, they going at it. The A side fighter doing what he's doing. He giving him a clinic. He decided to sit there and trade. I think we made about 15 seconds left, 12 seconds left. I don't know because of the time. I didn't hear it till after I hear the clacking. He gets dropped with a hellacious freaking left hook. His body went limp. I told the guy to go to the corner, and the guy on the ground, like he's on a bicycle, he kept saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I'm giving my count. But he's up at 6, 7. He stumbles all the way to the ropes, and I said, son, we're done. Looks at me and says, what happened? I'm like, son, you got hit with a left hook. What? Yeah, because he don't remember any of that. Now, even though he probably had about 8, 9 seconds left, I'd let him go. He was no condition to continue. And I'm having a young kid get messed up over not over this. I could tell them, I understand that boxing is your life, but your fathers, your brothers, your mama loves you, and all that stuff. don't you walk out of here the same way you came in here? And I'm not going to have nobody get hurt on my watch. Not seriously hurt.
Yeah, I understand that. And Bill, before you get started, yes, I know the rules. It just still was a hard pill to swallow because on one hand, Reese is like, oh, I got to save the fighter. He wasn't able to respond properly. And then with the Wild Fury fight, he's like, oh, well, I wanted to give him a chance because I saw his leg was propped up. Like, you can't, I appreciate, like Chris is saying as a ref, and John is saying, okay, even Tito, everybody, like, you want the fighter safety to be paramount. That's true. I do too. Back in PlayHouse, don't we, baby? Yes, we do. But you can't flip flop. You know, you can't be in Vegas and do it one way and then turn around and do something else when you in, you know, a different location. Like, I'm not gonna believe you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: a fighter will lie to the referee when he's hurt. He'll lie to the referee and try to fool him. That's what a good referee can do, is determine if he's hurt or not. You know, I've been in the ring myself, hurt, getting counted, and knowing I'm about to get knocked out and praying at the same time. The referee doesn't see it, and but fighters will lie to you if you know that they want to win that fight under all cost, and don't think about the next day. They want to win.
Chris, I was gonna say, if I was refereeing a fight, man, and the fighter was hurt and he couldn't do the moonwalk, I'm gonna stop it.
I'm with you right there. You got to move.
Tito, you heard this. The dance extraordinaire. John, you missed his performance. He had a rhythm walk and some dance moves.
Got to do all that
Saturday. Yeah.
You know what I said, Tito?
I'm gonna send it to you, John. I'm gonna send it to you.
Right.
If the fighter hurt,
it, boy.
if I got to fight, if I'm refereeing and the fighter's hurt and he can't moonwalk, I got to stop it.
No, that's right.
Says, tell them, John. Okay, guys, we got to switch subjects real quick because it's getting time for us to call it a night. But I appreciate every last one of y'all because, number one, we got to talk about this coronavirus shutting everything down. Well, first of all, let's start with the news. So we do know that Top Rank is going to have their card televised, but there will not be an audience at this point. So far, we haven't heard any word differently. Is that correct, Tito?
Yeah, they posted it on their site today.
Okay. And then we also have a fight in D.C. I haven't heard word on exactly what they're going to do there with the Kirkland fight. What do you think? I mean, since it's right there in D.C., I'm thinking it might get canceled. Anybody hear anything about that fight?
I'm not ready for these fights to be stopped. This stuff is not that bad, at least to this point.
Oh, okay. So you're saying they shouldn't
let the fights roll. This is a massive overreaction. Massive.
Right, but I feel like they're trying to take precautions before it's too bad. Because
we can do this. We can all stay home and not drive to work because we might have a car wreck. You know, this illness has not proven itself to be that bad.
Well, unless you're in the 20% that's like really, really seriously in danger of an 8% mortality. But 80% of the population would recover just fine, apparently, based on the numbers we have right now.
I don't think that shutting down sporting events is going to make a difference in the spread of the disease. I just don't.
Now, that's a good point. It might not. Tito, what do you think? Will it make a difference or is it already too late?
It's hard to tell. You know, we're not in. I don't have the same information those officials and governors and state officials and federal officials have that we don't have. We only know what we see on TV and what we're getting told. So, but like the gentleman just said, you know, he doesn't see no issue with it. You know, and a couple other companies are still going to go ahead with their shows. The only thing as a promoter that I question is, you know, if God forbid one person does go to your event and you have 1,000 or 1,500 people there, how does that work then when the people feel like, you know, they would have never got sick if they didn't go to your boxing event or you didn't throw it? Does that come at, you know, can they sue us for it? You know, does it hurt the company going forward because then you get banned with the company, you know, you cause all these people to get sick, even though it might not be that serious? You know, so it's kind of hard to tell right now. I mean, USA Boxing suspended all their amateur shows until March 31st. You know, all those kids are not going to be able to fight. So I don't know how that's helping anything other than, you know, maybe making more chaos. But you know, who knows? I'm not the one to say those if it's right or wrong.
You brought up an interesting point, because I wonder if the insurance that you guys have to have for liability, if that would even cover something like that. I doubt it.
But the burden of proving is on the person who contracted whatever virus it is. How are you going to prove that you got it there?
You're right.
Because you can have it for 7 to 14 days and don't have any symptoms.
Well, I see it as an act of God, so that falls with your hurricanes and other things like that. But
Exactly.
at the same time, it gets kind of tricky, because you can go through litigation and still lose a lot of damn money just trying to prove that fact, you know? So that is a great point, Tito, on the legalities of it. And I know for a fact that a lot of these companies, I'm talking about Fortune 500 companies, they do not have a contingency plan for a real full-blown pandemic either. So everybody's like kind of behind the curveball on this one. What about you, Chris? Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like we are moving too fast with the cancellations?
I have a very strong opinion, but like I said, I'm still at work because I do work at the federal government, the VA, but and I do work in the emergency department. I will say this: the same way you can contract the flu, you can contract the coronavirus. Okay, it's through contact, it's also through droplets. Okay, in other words, if I'm in a vicinity within 3 to 6 feet of somebody sneezes on me, and I happen to breathe stuff in, or it's going to contact, you can get the same way you get the flu. So why I'm going to change my way of life over this? You see what I'm saying? I have very strong opinions, so I'm gonna keep it right there for right now.
Yeah, let's keep it right
there. If you want to talk to me afterwards, I'll give you all I know.
All right. Well, I look forward to that phone call. Baby, what you feeling?
As far as
coronavirus, are we moving too fast by canceling live events, or is this the right approach before it gets too much?
Man, I'm like in shock, to be honest with you. I mean, I've never seen this. This seemed like a movie to me. You only see stuff like this in movies, and I'm kind of just in shock, man. It's like a disbelief. I really don't know what to say at this moment. You know, things getting canceled and different things with jobs and schools, man. So it's like just a shock. I'm just still processing the whole situation, to be honest.
Okay. Well, for me, personally speaking, as the one person in here that's in that 20% because of my immune issues, right, baby? I'm gonna say you need to quarantine your damn self. If you know you're one of them 20% of people,
you got that right.
You don't see my ass out running the streets right now. You don't see me planning to go to no big event right now. Like, you gotta have some sense for yourself. I do not need the government to tell me to stay my ass home and not to be touching people and don't hug nobody, and and definitely don't allow nobody to try to, bundle you or anything. Like, this ain't the time to be getting frisky and flirting with people either. So, like, you gotta know what you're dealing with. I know my circumstance is different than the majority of the population, but I feel like you should be smart enough. If you know you have a pre-existing condition, then you need to take efforts to try to combat that on your own. Because by all means, I'm not for the government being in my business.
Amen, sister.
Thank you. Aleta. Aleta's background. I mean,
amen, sister girl.
that's just me. Thank you, Anita. That's why she my girl. You see how she backed me up like that, baby? John, you got a good one, baby.
Well, let me say this. I would hate to see somebody with invested money in a show have a government entity shut them down right now. Let them shut it down on their own. Not this thing's not to that point where people need to be forced out of business in some games, you know. But,
I feel like at this point, if you still want to go and you want to enjoy that fight and you're willing to be sick for a couple of days and that's all you're expecting, then that's on you. You know, if I know I'm going to be sick and I'm going to be on a ventilator in the next month, then I need to stay my ass home.
get you some life insurance.
It's quite simple. Okay, Tito, you got some news for us tonight. John, hold on. You got to hear this news. This is a great concept. And then we're going to let everybody go because you've been such fabulous guests tonight.
What concept is that? Refresh my memory.
I heard a rumor today, and I know you're going to sit there and try to act like you don't know, but I heard a rumor today that you might have a fight card coming up that's like all rematches. Is it true?
Yeah. There's a possibility, but I'm working on something on June 27th, All or Nothing 3, the rematch. You know, with fighters in different shows, different promotions that fought in the last 2 years in the Tampa Bay area, and we're going to put it all, hopefully, in one show. Fights that people might have thought.
It's all rematches that were controversial, right?
Yes, nothing that was one-sided. This is stuff that people either complained about or feel like they got robbed or they won. And we're going to mix it up, you know, and a couple of those fights was draws. You know, we're going to run those back, you know, and a couple of the fights, you know, the fans felt like, you know, they should have won more rounds. So,
I mean, you can tell us at least one of them. I mean, I got somebody in mind, but I know you need to tell me like one of them.
One of them that I've been working on for the last almost a year now is the Reynard Hill and Whitaker fight. And and just to let you know, that's hopefully, you know, maybe by next week we can announce it. But right now it's looking to be 99% done. We got Jose Medina coming back to fight for the NBA championship. His rematch that he had a draw with. And that was a hell of a fight, you know. And then there's we have Amanda Moore, our Mexican fighter that we have signed with us this 4-1 now. He's looking to get his rematch when he lost a split decision loss, and his only loss. So, and we have several more that we're going to surprise some people with. Possibility one of them might be Jasmine Ortega versus a rematch with the Mexican girl she just fought and had to draw with.
Okay.
So we're gonna run a lot of these back. You know, it's gonna be the remix. They gotta go back. They gotta go back in there, and somebody has to leave a winner.
That may not be a bad title for this event. The remix. Seriously.
The remix. Yeah, the remix. I like that. Yeah, that's different than saying rematch. Yeah, I like that.
You think
Say it again?
Will every fight be a rematch or most of them?
Majority of them, believe it or not. This is something that I'm trying to do that in this local area has not been done. And but I just think that the fans are demanding it, you know, and the fighters want it.
I don't know if he got a good rematch with anybody.
No.
You know we want to see prime time.
We want to see prime time, but
Sonny Duverson is prime time, but
he's
he's gonna be in our card. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some prize fighters that fought in other promotion companies they're gonna be fighting in our show on June 27th. So we're gonna mix it up.
The Whitaker Renard Hill fight.
Well, it's not exactly made yet, but I hope that it.
Put it this way: it's not the rematch is not gonna fight. It's not gonna happen with no other promoter.
Okay. Now I like that. Now, okay. If we just don't know if it's gonna be on that June card or not.
No, it's 99% there.
Okay, 99% there. Now,
so when you sign the contract, you can come back on with SAKURA and tell us all about it.
Oh yes, and then and both of these fighters, they're not hesitant to talk to about each other. They have a feud that's been going on almost a year now since that decision. And when I tell you this fight, if you was not in the building to see it, you would not appreciate what people talked about that night. It should have been recorded, but unfortunately it was not. But this time it will be.
Well, that was before Boxing Playhouse was on your team, so I cannot let that happen again. We have to have that. We have to have that recorded for sure. Now, what I wanted to say is I wanted to give everybody a chance to tell their information on where people can find you on your social media pages. And for you, Aleta, tell us where we can get one of those blue and gold, nice bare knuckle Hall of Fame shirts.
Just go to eBay, type in bare knuckle boxing, and it comes straight up. And you can use code BLOGJETA for 15% off. And it's on my Facebook, Aleta Mcdaniel. It's on Boxing Playhouse. Everything's on social media for you, so you can find it. It's easy. Go buy a shirt. Bare knuckle is the name of the game these days.
Lita, do they got a nice hat to match that?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do?
I got the hat. And I have this. I got John's. John's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And then here's his trophy. This big old 25-pound.
Wow.
What is that?
Yeah, 25 pounds.
Oh.
We had to carry on an airport to get back. Yes.
I know that was fun.
So my husband's in the Hall of Fame, so I'm so excited for him because he was the second commissioner to legalize it. So it's all good.
Okay. We're gonna have that Boxing Playhouse shirt ready for you real soon.
Yes, I got John a Boxing Playhouse shirt. He's gonna wear it to the next fight.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We love that Boxing Playhouse love. Okay, Chris, where can people find you at?
Well, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram at GFOboxing.
Okay, and then Tito, what you got for us? Where can people find out more about these rematches that's coming up soon?
I'm on Facebook, so I got Facebook. T&K Boxing Promotions on Facebook. I got Instagram, but I still don't know how to work it.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that because I need the password. I got to get in there because you are terrible.
Yeah, I barely know how to work my phone. So.
We got to get Allie get a hold of your Instagram.
Yeah, one of us got to get a hold of that IG for real because he.
There we go.
All right, so we got everybody's information. You can find Boxing Playhouse on boxingplayhouse.com, where you can see this podcast and last week's podcast. You can also go to our Facebook, Twitter, or IG pages and YouTube if you want to see some more of Boxing Playhouse. And we got a lot of fun things lined up for you to see on all of these different things, because I especially like the Milk Boxer series where we find out who exactly is missing in the boxing world, and they got to get off that carton because we're gonna put pressure on them to return to that ring. So it's called the Milk Boxer series. Yes. So check us out. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, guys. I appreciate every last one of you.
Thank you for having me.
Do you guys love Boxing Playhouse?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes. I love me.
We love you right back. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so thanks, Aleta. Chris, are you back?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, well, we got Bob.
I hear ya. I don't hear ya.
You can hear us? Bob, you can hear
I'm
us?
not on.
How are you doing?
To reach unreachable star.
No man was singing.
Whose brother was that's the Query brothers?
Jerry and Mike.
Oh, Mike Query.
Jerry and Mike Quarry's brother, Bob. Man, Bob, you just kind of got in on us at the last minute, but we'll get you on next week. Because it sounds like he might have been a little tipsy there.
Yeah.
With the Irish thing going on here. Like, I like it. Just like after, he must have really been drinking every time we said after dark.
We got crumbs. We got him on too late. We should have got him on earlier.
Bob, man. Well, see, okay, so that's going to lead us into our next week because Bob is actually going to talk to us about something very important to him, which is his legacy, his brother's legacies, and how we need to protect, how families need to protect their boxer's legacy financially too.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, he's telling me, he sees a documentary on his brothers, and there's not anyone from the family that's included in it. They're using their images and their names. And that is a really great topic. It needs to be discussed more because a lot of people are being taken advantage of. I mean, not only did they not make as much money back in the day, but then to be sitting there looking at your family's images in the boxing world and somebody else is profiting from it still, to this day, when they're no longer here, it's kind of like insane to me. Like, so this is something that we definitely need to start teaching our boxers how to protect and trademark and copyright certain things that they own so that other people will have to at least pay them or their families if they decide to do something, using their content. What you think, Chris?
I believe, I agree with you. These boxers, these warriors, they're being taken advantage of for many, many years, and for nothing to show for, or the family to show for, is sad. It's criminal, actually, in my opinion.
Right.
It's bad enough we're exploiting them, so to speak, of their talents and stuff, and for them not to be compensated properly.
Right.
And at the same time, too, I think they need to have a class or teach them about fiscal responsibility. That way, their money is tied up in a place where it's safe away from other leeches. I see that.
Right. Yeah. And you were actually telling us about something that you were thinking about accomplishing with the boxing, with the Florida legislator, I think it was.
Yes, I sat down with Congressman Kathy Castor, and I've flown actually to DC, and I had this proposal about trying to get a pension or a fund for these boxers when they sit down. A lot of these fans are the unknowing really do things that these boxers make Floyd Mayweather money, and that's not the case. I mean, only maybe 0.5% make an okay living where they can box full time. But what about the rest of the 99.9% of the other boxers? I've seen boxers make as little as $600, and I've seen them make 7 figures. I mean, it's not consistent. So when they're down,
I see myself.
Okay, you're back, Bob.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Are you tipsy? Oh.
Don't do my man like that.
Bob, we're gonna have to work out your kinks first before we can have you on the show. And we definitely got to get him on earlier. But Chris, what I was saying to you, basically is this. With fiduciary responsibility, it's important to me that we also include a topic in their learning or their workshops that deals with intellectual property specifically. What is the value of their image? What is the value of their footage, video footage? You know, what is the value of a catchphrase they might have? Learn, you know, how it is that Buffer can say, is the only one that can say, let's get ready to rumble. Like, I just said that, didn't I?
No, but
don't you come after me. Don't you come after me, Buffer. Don't you do it. But,
no, he ain't gonna do it because you're not doing it publicly in that setting, that forum. Now, let's say my man Will Montero or Bob Alexander would have done it under that forum, then they got problems. But they don't need to do it. They're good enough. They have to use that.
Yes. Well, I like when Will Montero says, make some noise.
Yes.
Oh, that's my favorite thing when he says that.
Chris, do you have a catchphrase when you're in the ring with your fighters?
Let me see. I'm trying to find something. But see, what I do, I tailor make my message to my opponents. Matter of fact, the show I did on the Zone between Jake Paul and Easton Gibb, whatever his name is, and I'm thinking, okay, it's a co-main event. What are we going to say? Millions of people are watching, and I asked my boss, how should I appreciate these guys? Because these guys never had a professional fight, but they're the co-main event. Don't ask me why. It is what it is. I said, you know what? At ringside, I came up with something right before the announcement coming out. After I went through my whole spiel, you know, saying that you already see the direction in the dressing room, expect a tough, clean fight. With my commands of all time, protect yourself all the time. I said, tonight, y'all professionals, so let's just fight like it. And let's touch gloves. And Shane Mosley said, that's right. He was in Jake Paul's corner.
Mm-hmm.
And the fight lasted 1 round. The 3 knockdown rule was in effect.
Wow.
And I mean, the crowd was so loud. Oh my goodness. But I heard them, but I did not hear them. You see what I'm saying? I was more focused on the task at hand. In other words, Chris, don't you mess up. But hey, but as far as the catchphrase, nah. I'm still trying to work my way through.
Right.
Yes, but do you think that's a great idea? Like while they're learning how to be financially responsible, that they also have some lessons on exactly what is intellectual property and how they can protect their own intellectual property.
It would be nice to have a clinic, you know, for that, so boxers can attend. I mean, they have these clinics for officials and for managers. Something like that, I think, would be very advantageous for the fighter. Because let's be real, it's not like you have your doctor's degree, you know, individuals actually boxing. You know, a lot of times people, you know, lower class, middle class is actually out there boxing, and they may not have gotten the learning or the tools to be able to understand intellectual properties. Once again, I'm not trying to insult nobody's intelligence, but the majority, it is what it is. So if they be able to learn that and be able to market themselves, because let's be real, they're their own business, so to speak. And the manager and the cut man, they're actually employing them. And that's the one difficult time, excuse me, I'm sort of having regarding the trying to get them a pension, because this country sees them as a corporation, so to speak. But like I said, it's been submitted to the Subcommittee of Consumer Protection and Commerce, and it was dated March 28, 2019. And I didn't expect it to move that quickly, but I'm very passionate. I'll explain it to Congressman Castor. I'm like, we do a lot of shows in your territory, USF, you know, the JCC Glazer, everything that's in that area, and boxing is big.
Right. So
why not come out support? So matter of fact, I just pulled up my laptop and I'm looking at the letter, you know, and man, I got to get with her and see what's the status, because I had to go for a vote, but she did put her signature on it, and she moved it up. So
that's amazing, Chris. That is just amazing that you were even able to get that far with legislation, because it is a nightmare sometimes to get something that you're passionate about in the hands of a representative or a senator for your state, and see whether or not it can be actually presented to, you know, Congress to be approved deny.
Now, if you want me to, I can read it. It's only a page.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. It says, Dear Chairwoman Chakowski and Ranking Member McMorris Rogers, as the subcommittee develops this agenda for the 116th Congress, I would like to bring to your attention the plight of former professional boxers in Florida and around the country. Recently, a constituent informed me that every year, thousands of former professional boxers struggle to provide for themselves and their families. Apparently, there are various reasons for this. It has been reported that many former boxers were exploited by predatory managers, promoters, and other entities. Others, it would seem, made poor financial decisions, or more commonly, they never have received adequate compensation through their careers. Some suffer from expensive and debilitating health issues and may directly arise from their profession. Regardless of the reason, many former professional boxers do not have the resources to live comfortably in retirement. This does not seem fair, and many believe, based upon former activity on the issue in 1996, it should be reviewed by your subcommittee. I have attached my constituent's letter for the subcommittee to review. Some former professional boxers have suggested solving this problem by creating a pension system. The House Committee of Energy and Commerce have contemplated this solution before. The Professional Boxing Safety Act of 1996 went through Energy and Commerce and was signed into law in October 1996. It created the modern federal framework for professional boxing. Importantly, the bill included a provision that seems consistent with beginning to address this sad issue. The law required the Secretary of Labor to conduct a study on the feasibility and the cost of national pension systems for boxers, including potential funding sources. The Department of Labor published a report in 1998 and it recommended plans to provide pensions for retired boxers. Unfortunately, I am told there has been no follow-up on congressional action. Thank you for reviewing this matter. I urge you to consider professional boxer pensions and is provided for in the 1998 report to alleviate the deplorable conditions of former professional boxers. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me or my legislative assistant, Jake Barr, at 202-225-3376. Sincerely, Congressman Kathy Castler.
All right. Yay. Go, Chris.
Well, ain't no yay. I got it. We have to do something better. You know, I mean.
But you made that move, man. You went a step farther than most people. We talk a lot of shit about different things, but who's got the ability and who's got the compassion and the passion to move it forward to the next step? So even though you feel like it's a small step, I know you do, but at the same time, no, it's a huge step because it's more than people have been able to accomplish.
Yeah, because it all started from an article I wrote, and it picked up steam.
Okay.
And it picked up steam, and all of a sudden people was chiming in the inbox and, hey, I'm from New York, you know, can he help us with this? But hold on, let me take all these people comments and take this article and go to DC with it. I was there for something different, you know, because of our own personal plight with the federal employees and the veterans. I was there for that. But after we was done, I said, do you have time to listen to this piece right here? And got their attention. I sent it to everybody, and she's the only one that actually stood up. I mean, I sent it to everybody, and she's the only person that stood up and says, Chris, I want to do something about this. And they said, Chris, we'll get back in contact with you. I thought, okay, yeah, right. Now I got a call to, hey, listen, we have a phone conference. Huh? What time? 2 o'clock? Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm like, oh Lord. Now I've been in front of congressional leaders. I've been in front of freaking judges. But that particular moment, I'm like, yeah, I want us to move forward with this. So I'm like, I said, all right, so I'm gonna see if I can, you know, link up with her. Because she's always been accessible. Congressman Caster's always been friendly to labor. So we have a very, very good rapport. Just we're busy with what's going on in DC right now. So hopefully, you know, more people will start to see. And like I said, I had a possible proposal. How can we do this? You know, maybe possible the promoter or somebody, everybody chips in this particular pool. Because when I see, like, you know, one of my favorite fighters, Winfred Benitez, only getting like $250 a month, you know, from the WBC. Once again, anything that go towards a fighter, I'll applaud. But the condition that he's in, just for medical bills, that's not going to take care of his medical bills. So I just figured, you know, we can do a little bit more for these boxers or any fighter.
True.
Okay.
Yeah. And it wouldn't take that much from each event either. you know, if you have boxers having to, you know, take a few pennies and promoters taking a few pennies and ticket sales taking a few pennies or adding an additional $5 towards this fund. And then you could also have different businesses that want to contribute to the fund for so much advertising and stuff. Like, it's so many different avenues that we could try to make this work in this state. So Boston Playhouse, we're on board. Whatever we got to do to get this word out here.
I mean, whatever I can do, like I said, because I see it. And as in my heart, when I see somebody like Gerald McClellan, great fighter, and seeing where's he at now, you know, it just every year we lose between 3 to 5 boxers. You know,
that was the Nigel Ben.
Chris,
that fight! I can't watch that fight. That's one fight I can't watch.
Well, Emilio got a real interesting story about
Gerald
McCullen.
Chris, I went to school with him in Milwaukee, man, back in '85.
Wow, man.
And we was in the lunchroom, man, and I made a mistake and bumped into Gerald. Gerald turned around and looked at me and said, "Man, what you want to do?" And that's the only dude I ever punked down to, man. I said nothing, man.
Listen, that was not a punk move. That's just you being wise. You know what I'm saying?
That was a smart move.
You being wise.
And when years later, man, and I saw what he became to do, you know, when he became world champion, then it made me feel a lot better that I did what I did.
Oh,
he was a hard hitting dude.
Yes, he was. See, you still got all your chicklets, so you good.
Right. But he was he was a mean cat in high school. And back then he was fighting amateur. I knew he was a fighter, and so I wasn't messing with Gerald McClellan.
No, I have his fight collection as well. So I got a plethora of, oh my goodness, DVDs and VHSs. I have his.
Right.
That boy was a beast. And with Crunk behind him, guy was almost unstoppable, man.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, that Nigel Ben fight, no, I can't watch that one.
Yeah, that was rough.
He was on. Him and Roy Jones was on the collision course. Remember?
Yes.
That was gonna be the big fight. Before, you know.
And with Roy in his prime and Gerald McClellan, that was a toss-up.
Yeah.
I'd probably give a little bit edge to Roy, but that'd have been difficult.
Oh no, he had the mean streak. McClellan had the mean streak you need to win.
Yeah, but don't count Roy, because Roy at that particular time was hard-headed and hot-blooded too.
Right.
You know, in the super middleweight and light heavyweight, yes, he was. Because y'all see Roy Jones now. That's the first.
Yeah.
Well, you better be hungry. Else. You got to be hungry back in the day. You ain't getting them fat checks yet. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting story. I'm glad you decided to bow out gracefully that day, baby. So we could, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all two gonna be together.
Oh no, Emilio, he got the boxer body. He's Cuban and half Filipino. He got these huge calves, man. I believe he could have been a great fighter, but he had music in his mind. But he got all the attributes that could have made him a great boxer, to be honest with you. Natural beauty. Well, Chris, you're going to let us know what we can do in the future to be a part of that and help the agenda. I don't know if we got to do a petition as well or something, whatever we got to do to get this situation more spotlight.
All right, what I'll do, I'll contact Congressman Castor and see what we need to do to help push this, or at least get them to vote on it, to take it to the higher committee. Because it's something that needs to be done. I mean, how many years that boxing been in this country? Boxing been in this world, period.
Yeah, in the world,
I know we made some progress, but please take care of the medical bills.
We have, but we haven't, because we still don't have a national association to govern all these states and be able to regulate things a little bit better. Yeah. So to me, I mean, the progress that's being made has been like on an individual state level. And it's also, you know, about the knowledge. A lot of knowledge has been gained on how to avoid these type of injuries, but it hasn't been a lot of change in doing it, except for out in California, maybe, where they're putting these limitations on rehydration in situations, you know, like that.
And that's a whole other topic by itself.
Yes.
A whole other topic, my goodness. Yes. But I was thinking, you know, with my timing regarding this, you know, I mean, I'm assuming.
You know, we still live now. We still live.
I know. I'm watching the clock. I was assuming that maybe we have a better chance of getting this passed through since President Trump is a boxing fan. I know he's a business, and we did a lot of fights in his hotels and stuff. Maybe he can probably, you know, get behind this.
He made a lot of money, especially off Mike Tyson, I think. So I did an article about one of the when he gave Jack Johnson the pardon. Yeah, I did an article, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he was doing it to try to, you know, garner black votes or something, you know, black voters or something like that." But I did the article saying, no, I really think that he's a true boxing fan, and I think that it wasn't politically motivated as much as it was that, you know, he's just a fan of the sport from having such a long history with it and making some good money off of it. Right. So,
only he knows what's in his heart. So.
Hey, Boxing Playhouse. Lady Ram.
Lady Ram.
We missed you last week, girlfriend, but I hope you feel a lot better. Lady Ram was scheduled to be on last week at 8, Chris, but she was sick.
Oh, my goodness. I hope she's doing better.
Terry, what's going on?
What's up, y'all?
He's up in New York. But yeah, Lady go ahead. Ram. Lady Ram had an awesome, amazing fight. She's now ranked #1 in the world for heavyweights based off that win.
It might make her come out of retirement. I don't know.
That
might make her come back.
Yeah, she might. Chris. She might be like, "Damn, wait a minute now. I'm #1. I'm on the top."
Yeah, she might want to go at it, Chris.
She laid them paws on that lady, man. She put her paws on that lady hard.
Yeah. Well, the way they were swinging, I felt the breeze from ringside. Good gracious.
Oh my God! Ooh, I could feel like the wind when she got on her rope. I could feel the wind from her punches. It was like whoosh, whoosh. She would make me feel like I was Beyonce. All my hair was blowing back.
I saw some hard work, Chris, before she came out. I was like, damn, she hit hard.
No, but I love the outfit she came out in. She had that purple robe.
Oh man,
yeah. So
yes,
I love that
big time.
Yeah.
That long robe, he took a picture in front of her on the steps with that long robe on.
Stretched it out. We took a picture.
Yeah, I said, man, what's going on with that robe? I mean, she thinks she's the queen, like she thinks she's Ric Flair. What's going on here?
She was royalty, damn it.
Well,
that was longer than Ric Flair robe.
Longer than Ric Flair.
Longer than Rick's.
Don't play with
style and profiling.
Lady Ramsey had that outfit together now. And we got James Baby from TMT.
James, what's up, man?
Hey fam, how are y'all? We doing all right. We doing good, man. We just trying to keep ourselves well.
James is one of our main supporters, man. We appreciate all the love, James. Much love, brother.
Shout out to James.
Yeah.
James is always there. He supports us, and he don't want nothing. He never asked us for anything. He ain't trying to get no view. He just be like, "What's up?" He just pop in and click, like or whatever. I appreciate that so much. I know Emilio does too.
Definitely.
So, Chris,
what's up?
Let us know what we can do now. You
almost will
that and see how we can make this thing happen, because we need some more fighter safety. We need some funds for when they get sick for their families that's got to miss work and stuff like that initially until things fall in line for them with with the rehabilitation or whatever money they're gonna get. It takes months to clear that up. Like they need emergency funds. Even if we can't cover bills for a long period of time, we could at least give them some initial help, to get through the transition, and maybe have somebody that can help guide them on every step, the steps that they need to take and what to do. Because a lot of times these boxers' families, they don't know what to do once something like that happens.
You're right. You know, I don't know about Pritchard Cologne's financial status, but I know it costs hundreds and hundreds of thousands just for him to be rehabilitated. You know, and he's in a wheelchair for right now until he fully heals. I mean, I'm very optimistic when it comes to
to him. Yeah, he's a real fighter.
Yes.
He does his thing. Like I'm so excited every time I see a video of him and he's trying to communicate and talk and he's doing whatever he needs to do to get better. So I hope he makes a very, what do you call it? A leap forward in recovery. Right. Like all of a sudden you think, oh, it's not gonna be all that much, and then the next thing you see him the next time, and we just gonna be like so amazed and know that it's God's will, that he got that blessing.
He was trying to kiss SAKURA, Chris. So I said he done got all the way well.
He got bold.
I said
and listen, dude, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I said
you have to sit there and just take it. Like
I said, he's back. He's trying to kiss her.
His mom said that he still loves some women, and he sure proved it. I was like, nah, he ain't into it. That sucker was like, he was trying to get it in.
Hey.
Shout out to Pritchard Cologne and his mom, man. They're some great people. So anyway, we're gonna let you go tonight, Chris. We know you gotta still get home.
What's next, Chris? What's next? You gotta come out and fight.
Yeah, what's your
I think I have one at the end of the month at USF, the 28th.
With Youngling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll be there for that one.
If it happens, geez, that's man.
Just wash your hands and protect yourself. Take your vitamins, you'll be fine.
Okay. Definitely will.
That's how I'm gonna stay out of these people's face. Is what I'm gonna do.
We appreciate you coming on, Chris. Much love, man.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me, man.
James. Hey, much love again, James. Appreciate you coming on, man. Hollering at us.
And then Lady Ram. That's our world champion. What? Oh, she said something, baby. And that's why I love the ABO. They offer an insurance policy that is very good information, Miss Lady Ram. You tell us. We got to make sure these boxes get all this great information. Yeah. That's right. ABO. She said the ABO offers insurance.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, great. I want to know, like, you got to, Lady Ram, we're going to have you back on so we can talk about this a little bit more with Chris.
Yes.
On a different night, because we're going to find out exactly what they cover and exactly what you got to do to be in their rankings and everything. Like, we need to know some details. I got to know.
You got to know.
That's SAKURA A. Yeah. All right. I'm out of wine, Chris, but throw your cranberry juice.
I got a little bit left.
It's after dark, man. It's after dark. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. And my son want to know when he can have the rings back.
You want the ring? I ain't got the
rings.
Oh, wow. Oh, I almost forgot my sponsor for the night. So if you need detailing for the Tampa Bay area, you can call Marion Moody. And his company is called Making It Happen. Auto Detailing, baby. You contact me at Boxing PlayHouse or Emilio. We'll get you hooked up with Marion. He'll come by. He does very professional work. And he does boats as well. This ain't no fly-by-night company. He's been in business for over 15 years. So we're going to make sure that you get your detailing work done. It's called Making It Happen. Thanks, Marion. He loves Boxing PlayHouse. Chris, do you love Boxing PlayHouse?
Most definitely.
Lady Ram says she loves us.
Oh, we love you back.
We love you back, lady. And then James says, y'all have a blessed night. I'm headed to bed.
Hey,
that's all right. I've got to still cook.
I'm going to be heading there too, James. Appreciate it, bro.
All right. And Marion says, thank you. Until next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. God bless and welcome to the house, the Boxing PlayHouse.
I'll take it easy.
All right.
All right, Chris.
All right. Bye.